Good morning. We're going to set up our fish tank for salmonids in the classroom with a gravelless tank system. First thing we're going to do is fill up our tank with some clear water. Just want to fill up the tank about 2 inches from the black line. Once you get the water set up, we're going to put in the thermostat. Here we have the sealed thermostats. Make sure that it's on very tight. Suction cup section. Clip it into place, bring it around. I like to keep it in the front corner away from the chiller, so it's more reading the water temperature as opposed to reading the chiller tube temperature. Next step, take your clean rocks from your red, slowly place them into the bottom. Don't drop them as it will break the glass at the bottom. Don't get your arm all wet. You only need to use about 20 to 30 good sized clean rocks to build your red. When you're finished with that, we're going to be setting up the gravelless filtration systems. You're going to take out your tray which holds all of your items, come along to the side, attach it, tube side in towards the tank. Then you're going to take your intake tube, you're going to take half a piece of the sponge, get a pair of scissors, cut out a little hole, stick the tube in there. This alleviates any fish from getting caught in the tubes as the pump system is working. Take that. Attach it onto the intake part of your tube. For your 3 pieces, your sponge, your charcoal, and your biomax, there's a little holder that you place all of those into. At the very bottom, you're going to put your sponge. So you lay the sponge at the bottom, put the charcoal on top of that, and then you put your biomax on top of it. Squeeze it together, comes over and slides into the filtration system. The next thing we're going to do is set up an an additional pump system. If the power goes out, these pump systems are pre-priming, whereas these pump systems, if the power does go out, they do not self-prime. So we do have to have an additional source for oxygen and water flow. So with these ones, again, you take half a piece of foam, hollow out with a pair of scissors, stick it on the intake tube so that the fish don't get sucked inside. On the one side, I put a suction cup, submerge it under the water. Very important to take the black tubes that you have and connect them so it has a source of intake for the oxygen. Once you have all of that into place, then you're going to take your styrofoam, run it along the back. Notice how we got the duct tape along the edges. It extends the life of the styrofoam. Place a piece of styrofoam along the back. So we're putting the styrofoam along the back, hook it in under your chiller tubes. I have a piece that I've cut out to house the gravelless filtration system. Pull the cords up, slide it into place. Then we have our piece goes on over the other side, put it in your tube, should hold it in place. Putting the front on, we're going to notice that the teacher here has cut out a little hole. Once the fish have hatched, turn into element, and it's great to have this little hole port so that you can pull it off and allow students to look in and see what's going on. When we're putting on the top piece, it's also important to make sure you have a little notch cut out to accommodate the new gravelless filter. Everything fits into place. Now, in order to get the gravelless filter system up and running, it needs to be primed. Taking some water, pouring it in, getting the water set up in there. Then we turn everything on. Now, once it's turned on, again, we continue to pour water in there, priming the system. Get a nice flow of water going through there now. Noticing at the back the additional pump that we've added on that oxygenates the water. It does not need to be primed. For our last and final step, we take about 7 large elastics, tie them together in a little knot, create an elastic band, wrap them around your styrofoam. You keep your styrofoam nice and tight so it does not create too much condensation, and tie off your elastic bands. Everything's held in nice and tight. Now you're ready, about 2 weeks to build your biofilter up, and then you should be getting your salmon eggs. I hope this was helpful. Thank you.